Easter is about running feet and about letting go. It's about an empty tomb, and it's about God's love story of new life that is gift to the whole of creation. And it's realized in Mary's deeply personal encounter with the living Christ. The story is so familiar. We know the setting, we know the plot, we know the outcome. We know how to celebrate with familiar songs and proclamations that Christ is risen. He is risen indeed. But do we know what it means to claim and breathe new life in this time and place? Do we know the intimacy of hearing our name called by the one who lived and breathed peace? And do we know what it means to embody the peace of the living Christ and to breathe it into a hurting world? That is the burden and blessing of a story so familiar and yet so wonderfully fresh as it finds new expression in the lives of individuals and communities. Evangelists of all four Gospels tell the resurrection story, but I want to focus on John's account. There are two segments in this story. The first segment starts with Mary, and this differs from the Synoptic Gospels in that Mary is alone. She's not with other women that are going to prepare the body. She's by herself, and she arrives while it is still dark. She is the first one to discover the empty tomb. And she runs to tell Simon Peter and the other disciple that the body has been taken. Simon Peter and the other disciple run to the empty tomb. The other one arrives first, but doesn't go in. Peter arrives next and goes in to see that the linens are still there. So the body wasn't taken. The other disciple, who is known as the beloved disciple, the one who is entrusted with Jesus' mother at the cross, and the one whose witness is the foundation of John's gospel. He is the one that sees and believes. We aren't told exactly what he believes. Neither he nor Simon Peter seem to understand, and they both return home. The second segment of John's account focuses on Mary's encounter. When the two disciples leave, she remains, overcome with grief. When she looks into the empty tomb, there are two angels present and ask why she is crying. She says, "They have taken my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." She turns around and she sees Jesus, but she doesn't recognize who he is. And Jesus asks why she is crying and for whom she is looking. She assumes he is the gardener and asks if he knows where Jesus' body has been taken. In a moment that is so tender and intimate, Jesus speaks her name, Mary, and she knows her teacher and friend. Her response, Rabboni, which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Do not hold on to me, because I have not yet ascended to the Father. But go to my brothers and say to them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and to your God." So Mary lets go. And she goes to tell the others, becoming the first apostle to the apostles. As we come to the empty tomb this Easter, who are we? What do we bring? And how will we respond? Are we like Peter, who sees the empty tomb, but returns to home and work and what is familiar and comfortable? I'm intrigued by John's other or beloved disciple, who sees and believes, and we're not exactly sure what he believes, but he also returns. This unnamed character is believed by some to be the author of this gospel, by some a representative of the ideal disciple. For me, it's a clever way of writing each of us into the narrative as God's beloved, as the beloved disciple, or all of us as the beloved community. So what is it that we believe, and how will we respond? Are we merry amid our grief and pain of loss? Are we open to the deeply personal encounter with the living Christ, inviting us as individuals and as an Easter community to claim new life? Do we cling to an old way of knowing and being? Or will we dare to be liberated into new ways of knowing and being followers of the peaceful one, and what that means for us today? The lens through which we must understand John's resurrection narrative draws on some key things throughout John's gospel. It begins with the Word becoming flesh. The Word, the Logos, is known not only in Jesus' human body, it is known in our bodies and in our being. Another important theme in John's gospel is in the familiar passage, "For God so loved the world," the whole world. The importance is about incarnation and about inclusive love. The very nature and purpose of God is new life. It is revealed in the human life and relational ministry of Jesus of Nazareth, who walked our earth and breathed our air. It is revealed in the glorious mystery of the resurrection and the promise that new life in God is not free of death, nor is it bound by death. Mary's encounter with the living Christ was realized when she heard her name. The invitation for each one is to hear our name spoken by the one who is directly in and from the life of God. As individuals and as an Easter community that bears the name of the living Christ, we are reminded of the importance of speaking the names of those we encounter. By speaking their names, we honor their worth and their otherness. We enfold them in loving and sacred community. The Easter community that bears the name of the living Christ is reminded that God so loved the whole world. This ridiculously complex, amazingly interconnected, undeniably broken, yet infinitely beautiful world. Our call is to speak and breathe and live the meaning of restoration and new life beyond all barriers of comfort, tradition, culture, and circumstance. The Easter community that bears the name of the living Christ is called to speak the names of those who cannot speak for themselves, or whose voices are silenced by oppressive, unjust systems of power. to expose their needless suffering, to speak their truth, and to live a more enduring justice into being. God breathes new life through each divine and human encounter that affirms the worth of precious lives. God breathes new life each time a disciple responds to sacred calling and aligns their life more fully towards God's purposes. God breathes new life each time sacraments are generously shared for purposes of renewal and wholeness. And God breathes new life through Easter communities that embody and live the concerns and passion of Christ through justice, generosity, and peacefulness. Friends, these remain concepts and ideals unless we are willing to do the work of grounding and centering ourselves in the life of God and discerning God's purposes in our lives, in the church, and in the world, and then actively responding. God is breathing new life. Can you perceive it? Will you claim it? And will you speak and live it into being? Do not hold on to me, Jesus said to Mary. Do not cling to an old way of knowing and being. Be transformed, and then run and share that new life with others.